It is still dark, and a woman is walking to a grave. The man she loved like a brother is dead, the one who pulled her out of the worst years of her life. All she has to give him now is spices for his body. She isn't expecting a miracle. She's expecting a corpse. Her name is Mary Magdalene, and in minutes she will become the first person on earth to see Jesus alive again. Something almost no one in her world would have let her say out loud. Here's the strange part. In the 1st century, a woman's word carried no weight in a formal legal setting. In court, her testimony wasn't accepted as evidence. So if you were inventing a resurrection story to convince a skeptical world, a woman is the last witness you would choose. You'd put Peter at the tomb. You'd put a Roman, someone a court would believe. But all 4 Gospels do the opposite. They put Mary Magdalene first. That's not a story being managed. That's a story being reported. So, why her? First, who she actually was, because most people have her wrong. For centuries, she was painted as a reformed prostitute. The text never says that. The idea comes from a sermon centuries later that blurred her with other women. Here's what Scripture actually says. Jesus had freed her from 7 demons, the language of total bondage, and afterward, she helped fund his ministry out of her own resources. She wasn't at the edge of this story. She helped carry it. That's the woman now walking to the tomb. Now the morning itself. Mary comes to the tomb while it is still dark. The stone is moved. The body is gone. She assumes the worst. Someone has taken him, and she runs to tell Peter and John. The men come, look, and go home. Mary stays. She stays, and she weeps. And here is the detail almost everyone reads past. Jesus is standing right there, and she does not recognize him. She thinks he's the gardener. She is looking at the risen Lord of the universe and seeing a groundskeeper. Because grief does that. It convinces us the gardener is the best we get. And then he says one word. Her name, Mary. She doesn't recognize the empty tomb. She doesn't recognize his face. She recognizes his voice saying her name. The first proof of the resurrection isn't an argument. It's a person being known. That right there is what this channel is for. The detail everyone misses in a story you thought you knew. If you want more of these, take 1 second and subscribe. Now, back to the garden, because the story isn't finished. The reversal. Jesus does not send Mary home. He sends her to the men. Go to my brothers and tell them. In a world where her word wouldn't stand in court, the risen Christ makes her the first to see him, and the first he sends. Not a witness the world would respect, a witness who loved him. And watch what the men do with the most important sentence in human history. She runs to them. I have seen the Lord. And they don't believe her. Of course they don't. She's exactly the witness the world taught them to discount. But she was right, and they were wrong. So, why her? Partly because of who she was. Someone Jesus had rescued from real darkness, who stayed at the cross when most of the men had fled, and stayed at the tomb when the rest had gone home. Faithfulness put her in the garden, and partly because of who he is. He didn't choose a witness a court would respect. He chose a witness who loved him. There's something here for anyone who has ever felt unqualified to speak for God. The first preacher of the empty tomb wasn't an expert. She wasn't credentialed. She had been the property of 7 demons, and she'd just spent the morning weeping at a grave. Jesus didn't wait for her to become impressive. He said her name, and he sent her. The risen Christ still tends to entrust his best news to the people the world wouldn't have picked first. She walked to that tomb in the dark, expecting a body. she walked back in the light, carrying the news that would change the world, the witness no court would call, the one Jesus sent first. If something in that stayed with you, there's a new story here every week, the detail everyone misses and the ones you thought you knew. And there's one more you should hear, another of his followers who couldn't believe until he touched the wounds. What Jesus did for him might surprise you even more.